Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a rather interesting deck that I've been meaning to cover and actually play before it rotates. And today we're going to take a look at Toedscruel EX. This is a card that I must admit has been one on my to-do list for quite some time, and it's been a little bit since I've been, thinking about it. And then whilst browsing Limitless, obviously, as we all know, Ray Chen loves to play this deck. So I took his list, did a couple of changes, and well, that's where we are today. So hopefully we can actually, play this deck before it rotates, because I'm really looking forward to trying this deck out. So of course, as people in the description below, there's going to be usual links, double the deck list, which is also available in the description below. There's the games that we'll play, and of course the outro and what I think of the deck. So of course today we're going to be playing the Obsidian Flames Toedscruel EX with the Protective Mycelium, which is actually a pretty good ability. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to all your Pokemon that have energy attached. Existing effects are not removed, damage is not an effect. What that basically means is, if you have energy attached to your Pokemon and someone tries to confuse you, burn, poison, spread damage counters via an attack, i.e. Dragapult, that basically means we can do, we can actually do that. Obviously, we also have the attack Colony Rush, which does 40 more damage for each bench Pokemon that has any Grass Energy attached. So as you can imagine, that starts to stack up. 40 plus is a great modifier, because obviously we are playing Area 0 in this list. And well, with 8 bench Pokemon on our bench, that means we can hit 400 damage with Colony Rush. That's a lot of damage on a 2-prizer. And with the Megas running around, we're going to need that extra firepower. Obviously, the chance of us hitting 400 in this video is quite unlikely, but, well, I've got to cope, haven't I? Obviously, the main way we're going to get energy onto our board is via Teal Mask Ogerpon and Energy Switch. Teal Mask Ogerpon is just a really good draw engine anyway, so we might as well play 4 of them, and that's exactly what we're doing here. And, well, it can attack as well, with obviously, the Mirror Leaf Shower attack. It's a strong attack. It also means we get to play the Slime Mold Colony Toedscruel, but obviously this only comes up in certain matchups. We don't always need to bench this guy, but this is a really good card as well, because obviously it means that Night Stretcher, Max Rod, Lana's, well, I think Lana's Aid is not counted for this. Well, it is counted for this, sorry. So even cards that play around item lock, like Lana's Aid, don't get to play around Slime Mold Colony. It's a really solid ability to have, and obviously with the other cards that we have in the list, like for example the Iron Leaves, which just gives us a quicker way to deal with things that are grass weak, we have a lot of options in this list. And like I said, I really wanted to play this a list like this before rotation. So let's go to the deck list and let's have a proper look. And welcome to the deck list. I haven't done many major changes. I've just done ones that made a bit more sense for me, if that makes sense. I know it's a bit daft, but the main things I've done is I've swapped to pure 60 HP Toedscruels with the Ram and Gentle Slap attack. The attacks don't really matter, it's just more the fact that, the other one needs 2 Grass Energy to do 20, whereas this can do 1 Ram for 10 against something like a Budew, and then we can attach again and Gentle Slap, or even evolve into a Toedscruel EX if it comes up. So I know it's a really minor preference, but I prefer this one. It's not a major deal, but, it doesn't really matter which ones you played. Otherwise, I've upped the Nest Ball count to 4 and dropped the Ultra Ball count to 2. Other than that, I didn't really change a whole lot else, because there didn't really need to be. So of course we're playing 4 Toedscruels, 3 Toedscruel EX, 1 Toedscruel, 4 Teal Mask Ogerpon, 1 Iron Leaves, 1 Squawkabilly, 1 Latias, 1 Fez, 1 Mew, and 1 Budew. Then of course 4 Lillies, 3 Boss, 2 Iono, 1 Professor's Research. I'm going to miss this card, because unfortunately it does rotate. 4 Bug Catching Set, 4 Energy Switch, 4 Nest Ball, 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Super Rod, 1 Prime Catcher as our ace spec of choice, 3 Area 0, and then of course 12 Grass Energy. I will say, my only minor criticism of, well obviously I've done a couple of changes, but the only other card I would want to add into this list is a Blood Moon Ursaluna. The reason for that is, at least in my experience, facing these Toedscruel decks, their late game is not great if you can obviously, start terrorizing their board and stuff. And obviously, you manage to take early prize cards and things like that. I think this deck could do with a Blood Moon Ursaluna. I've not added one myself. The safest cut for one of those is probably one of the Grass Energy. But obviously you don't want to cut too many Grass Energy, because obviously that defeats the purpose of the Toedscruel. Because obviously he needs to himself, and then obviously you need to move around Grass Energy with Energy Switch and things like that. Other than that, I think this list is really solid, and I've really enjoyed, you know, like, trying different Toedscruel lists. And, well, I'm finally taking the gloves off and actually playing the card for real. So, let's get into some matches and see how we do. And welcome to our first game. We're actually up into Gardevoir rank as of the last video, the Jolted Box video. I was actually quite happy with how the Jolted Box video went. Obviously, you know, with rotation coming up very soon, I do need to start preparing for post-rotation content. I have ideas, so don't worry about that. There are going to be some things that I obviously want to cover, which will be post-rotation, you know, optimized. I know some might say, oh, you're covering G-Block cards so late into, you know, the lifespan of PTCG Live, but I'll be honest, or the lifespan of G-Block is what I mean. Oh, this is a horrible hand. This is a horrible hand. Oh, this is not good. And we're facing Budew, so that's even worse. Well, there's a Teal mask, but all we can do is bench you, bench you. I can Nest Ball for Squawk, but that means I'm getting rid of multiple good cards, but I'm going to have to live with it. Because, unfortunately, we have prized our other Toedscruel, so yeah, we're just going to have to do it, unfortunately. This hand is dead. I have to do something. Okay, that's actually quite good. So Bug Catching, take double Grass, because obviously we have the Teal mask in hand. So we'll definitely do that. I'll Teal Dance to the Ogerpon. Nice. Teal Dance again to the Ogerpon. Do I want to play this Nest Ball? I think so. I'll get Latias down. And I think that'll do it. Not a great start, because obviously we did have to squat that hand away, but I wouldn't have been able to do anything under item lock. Looks like we're facing Pole, so this could be tough. Let's hope it's not. Because obviously we are going to get Itchy Pollen here, but I'm not too worried about that. Iono's fine, I can live with that. Let's see what we get. Okay, Nest Ball. Most of these we can't use, because obviously we're going to get item lock very shortly. I'm tempted to attach to Toedscruel and ram this, because that way I get an energy onto this for, you know, Toedscruel EX once we get there, but I think that's probably my best option. Okay, well that's nice. I'm going to touch here, and I'm going to Iono. I can Teal Dance later, so I'm not too worried. I'd rather guarantee the attachment. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. So let's Teal Dance. We need to find Super Rod for one thing. Another thing as well in this list that I'd like is a Night Stretcher of some degree, but we'll gloss over that. Let's ram for 10. Let's put some pressure on. Well, I say put some pressure on. I wouldn't really call swinging for 10 damage pressure, but, you know, it's something, I guess. The main thing we need to do is obviously break item lock, find a Super Rod, and then obviously we can start, you know, doing stuff with, you know... obviously, another thing I could have done is I could have attacked with Teal Ogerpon, but then obviously that's a risk in the late game to obviously a late game Pult and obviously Dusclops combo. So that's something I need to bear in mind. I need to be careful with that sort of thing. That's why I'm attacking with the Toedscruel. So let's see what we can do here. So how many will we need to actually take out a Pult? I think we need 6. 6 energy on 6 different Pokemon. Okay, the Gem Tower's fine. I can live with that. We don't play calls, so that's fine. And yeah, they're just going to Itchy Pollen. That's fine. Alright. There's a Lillies, so I'm going to touch the Toedscruel to guarantee the attack, and I'm going to Lillies. There's Super Rod, but we can't use it right now, but I can live with that. And yeah, we're going to Gentle Slap for 20 damage and take out the Budew. Desperate times call for desperate measures. What can I say? But at least we got a Super Rod, that's the main thing. But obviously they could just come in and Phantom Dive my arse to Kingdom Come, but... Obviously, with them bouncing the Area 0, I've not been able to establish any other Toedscruels. So, It's time for some copium, folks, but we have to hope they whiff the pult. With the pult plus the energy. I don't think it's going to happen, but like I said, we have to cope. This is copium happening right here, and we've just taken a knockout with Gentle Slap. So, this is why I prefer this Toedscruel. The fact that you can do that is because of this one. So I prefer this one. I know it's a very minor criticism. Oh, the Moltres, that's not good. That's really not good. Always a Moltres build. That's not good for us. We need to deal with this. We can't let this live. If he whiffs the counter catcher, that's good, but judging by the retreat, I think he's got it. And he does. That's bad for us. That's really bad for us. Alright, well, we're just going to have to cope with it in more ways than one, but hopefully we can start getting some work done. But yeah, we need to take out this Moltres. There's no sugarcoating it. I have to kill this turn. I have to go promote Latias, shuffle back 2 Toedscruels, and just hope we can kill this Moltres. I mean, I can obviously, you know, energy switch and attack to it, or attack it, but I have to do something this turn. Okay, so we need Super Rod. Put back you, and you. I don't need to put Fez back, because I already have what I need in hand. So, then again, Fez could have been nice, but it's fine. Well, Bug Catching Set first. Okay, that's not particularly great, but I do get another Toedscruel, so that's good. So we'll grab him. I really should have put that Fez back, shouldn't I? It's fine. So I'll bench the Toad. I'll energy switch to the Teal Mask to guarantee the attack. I need to Iono that hand, so I have to Iono here. Okay, that's good. I'm not really doing a whole lot else. That's my only problem, but I have to take this out now. So we'll Mirror Leaf Shower for 150, take out the Moltres, and that's him dealt with. What that does mean is they have to rely on Neo Upper Energy, which I'm happy for them to do that. If they want to rely on getting Neo Upper into play, I'm happy for them to do that. But, yeah, we need a lot here. We need a lot. Obviously, Pull is normally a pretty good matchup for this deck, from what I've seen, anyway. But obviously, it just relies on you getting set up, and obviously, with us whiffing the Toedscruel, with us having to discard the Toedscruels at the start of the game because of Squawk, that did definitely put a hamper in our plans. But yeah, we need I believe it's 6 Pokemon in play with Grass Energy attached to one-shot a Pult, which is possible, but we do need to be careful. The good news is they seem to have whiffed the Neo Upper Energy, which is a good thing, and they don't seem to play candies neither. So we do at least have a chance right now, but it's not looking like a big chance, if that makes sense. So fingers crossed. Let's see what they do. So they've gone for another Recon. They've already Fezzed as well. So they've done quite a lot of draw already, even after my Iono. But we had to take the knockout on that Moltres there. This Moltres we cannot leave alive. It is as simple as that. We cannot let it live. As much as it is overkill to smack a bird in the face with, you know, a mask of sorts, we had to do it, you know. There's a Pult, so they're going to protect the Pult, which is interesting. Maybe they're going to go for a Jet Headbutt, but they can't retreat because they've already, you know, done that. I don't think this is correct to do this now, but we'll gloss over that. Did they have to use any Night Stretchers? No. Okay, well, we could potentially set up the Toedscruel that obviously blocks that sort of thing. So let's see what we can do. There's a Grass, so I'm going to Teal Dance first. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to Energy Switch to you. Attach to you. Because we only need one Toedscruel EX in play to actually, you know, do that sort of thing. You know, to protect it. Well, protect my board, basically, is what I mean. So I'm going to evolve that, and then we're going to Lillies, see what we get. Okay, the Area 0 is good. That's really good. So we'll get the Teals down. Bug Catching Set. We'll just take these two. I think it's fine to do that. So we'll do that. I'll evolve you. I don't need to worry about this one, because this one's protected. And yeah, I'm just going to take it out with Mirror Leaf Shower. It is getting a bit squeaky bum time, I will say, but I think we're okay. I'm not sure, though. I'm really not sure if we're okay. So obviously they can go Clops, hit the Teal Mask, but if they do that with the Clops, we have game with Toedscruel. Because well, I say we have game, we don't yet, but we can go for the Fez game. They're going to play a Pokepad. Not a common thing in ports at the minute, I've noticed. Or Lucha. Okay, that's bad, because obviously we don't have Grass Energy on everyone. So that is bad for our Teal Mask and our Latias. Yeah, this is not looking good. I mean, if they do leave this Teal Mask alive, that is one more chance that we get to potentially go boss for game on the Fez. So I'm fine with this. The only thing I'm not fine with is if they Dust Noir the Squawk and go from there, because that could be really bad. But they still have a lot of draw, though, and also have they Fezzed? No, they haven't even Fezzed yet. So they do have a world in which they do still win this game. So how many do we need to kill this Fez? I think we need 4, don't we? Okay, they go for the Teal Mask. That's fine. Obviously, our Toedscruel with the 60 HP is protected. So that is fine. Do they have game here? They might, actually. If they can find the Dust Noir, they do. Maybe he's checking it. Oh, he's got Bear. Okay. Well, Bear's not what I was thinking you were going to do. I'll be brutally honest. Do we have game here? So hold on. We need 120. No, we need 5 Pokemon with Grass Energy attached. And at the minute we have 3. This is not looking good. I could Gust the Bear. If he obviously, you know, Clopses and stuff. That's assuming he does, because he doesn't have to. I'm instead to get rid of the Squawk immediately. I will get rid of... Probably the second Toedscruel, because I already have 1, I don't need to have 2. Selecting cards from the board, so they're retreating. And they're going into the Bear. Ooh, I don't like that. No, he's not. He was discarding his Pokemon. I thought it was retreating, that's all. But yeah, I don't think we win. Okay, there's Iono, but that's fine. He's really digging for something. I think he's digging for the Dust Noir. But even then, Dust Noir doesn't win you here. Dust Noir can't win you the game this turn. The only way in which, like, you set back my plan is obviously if you Dust Noir this and then kill the Teal Mask. Which could be a problem, but we can live with that. How many stadiums are we down? We're down 2 stadiums. This is not good. I don't think we win from here because of the start that we had. And obviously being item locked for a few turns, which could be a problem. But obviously thanks to the Protective Mycelium, this Toedscruel is safe. So that's at least something. Obviously the Teal Masks that have energy on them, these guys are not safe, these guys are. So we need a miracle this turn, basically. So let's promote the Toedscruel. And let's draw for turn. And Mew. We lose anyway, so bench and Mew is fine here. So we'll go for you. We'll grab you and you. Evolve you. We'll Teal Dance to the Ogerpon that has damage on it already. I can then attach here, and I can go for a Lillies. I should have Mewed first, but Mew for 1 doesn't feel really good. So how much damage are we doing? 240. We can Teal Dance here and get an extra energy on the board. Yeah, I don't think we win here, unfortunately, folks. But you know what? It's not every day you get to call in a rush for 280. All they need is boss for game on the Latias, or the Toedscruel, or the Teal Ogerpon, or the Mew. They should have it. Well, there's Neo Upper, so that definitely doesn't help my situation. Recon. They have game now, and I don't think they realise it. They can literally just, you know, Curse Blast the Toedscruel, and then Phantom Dive deactive. I don't think they realise they can do that. There's Dust Noir. Maybe they're just doing the Noir play. Okay, now you're officially taking the make. You have game. But, yeah, that was a really bad start for us, but I'll take that, you know. We definitely had to, you know, throw away those Toads at the start. But, yeah, my opponent was definitely, you know... I don't think they realised that they had game in hand, but... well, they had game on board, but you get my point. So, obviously, this only prevents effects of attacks, not effects of abilities. But, anyway, let's go to game 2. Welcome back to game 2. That was a really unfortunate game 1 against Dragonport there. Like I say, our start was not particularly great. That's what held us back. And then obviously they kept bouncing our stadiums with jamming towers. They just happened to have jamming towers at the perfect time, which definitely didn't help us. But still, we'll take it, you know. We did put up a decent fight. The opponent did have game, but I don't think they realised it. Okay, that is a shocking opening hand, I will be honest. But we do at least get to, you know, have one Toedscruel. It's one Toedscruel in a dream, as the kids say. Even though the kids don't say that anymore, but, you know. I'm older. I'm considered old by some, alright? I'm 26 this year, and apparently I'm old, but still. If this is Zard, this will be interesting. But we do need to be careful, because obviously they do play a lot of, you know, attackers and stuff. It is Zard. Okay, this could be tough. Well, with that start, definitely not. I can bench the Squawk and go for a Squawk and Seize. I'll take it. Alright, that's pretty good. This is a horrible matchup for them if they don't play Mega Zard, by the way. So, Teal Dance. Nest Ball's nice. We will take another Teal Mask. I think it's safe to do so. I should be price checking, but with this sort of deck, you don't really have to. Like, the most you need to worry about is, you know, if you prize either too much energy or your Toedscruels. That's it. Everything else, you literally just energy switch the stuff that you don't have energy on and just nuke their stuff. So, yeah, we're not really worried here. Obviously, I was going first there, so I couldn't ram for 10 for asserting dominance, but, you know, it's something at least. But this is actually quite a bad matchup for them, in theory. But obviously they do play ways around this, you know, archetype. They have Chi-Yu. They do have, obviously, you know, the ability to go for Teal Mask Ogerpons after I take one prize card. So they don't exactly have it easy. Well, we don't exactly have it easy. There's an Iono. I will happily take an Iono. Nice. I will 100% take that Iono. 100%. It depends on if they're playing a Dust Noir line as well. But the name Forza SGE 2026... yeah, I don't know why you're blazing Destruction, because there's no stadium in play, but I suppose it's something better than just passing for turn. So, speaking of stadiums, we will top deck a stadium. We will bench another Ogerpon. I'll Nest Ball, grab myself Latias, just in case, obviously, I whiff off the Toad. I'll then Teal Dance to use, since you don't have an energy yet. There's an Ultra Ball. I'll Bug Catching Set first. Ooh, that's bad, but we'll be okay, it's fine. Yeah, I think I'd just literally do this, and just carry on. It's not a big deal. Okay, looks like we're drawing again. We're just going to keep drawing. There's Energy Switch, which that doesn't really help us right now, but we could Ultra Ball for Mew and do that. But then again, we could also just Energy Switch onto a Teal Mask and get some early pressure on. So I think I'd rather just do that. So I'll Energy Switch. And yeah, I'll just Mirror Leaf Shower, take out the Charmander. They have no evolutions at the minute. I'm fine with this. I'm completely fine with this. There's Nest Ball for a Mew later, although I'd probably Ultra Ball for it to put the hand down. But no, I'm pretty happy with that. Not a bad start. This deck does like to get aggressive, to be fair, so it can afford to do this. There's a Charmeleon. So something tells me we're not seeing a Charizard this turn. But hopefully we can gust that Charmeleon, because they're not really doing a lot. There's an Ultra Ball. What are they going to get rid of? Because they do have a lot of cards in hand. What the hell? What to you was that? Scorching Earth. If your opponent has a stadium in play, discard it. And if you do, your opponent can't play any stadium cards from hand during the next turn. It does 40 damage. Sure. He's grabbed the Charizard, so of course, Rare Candy Charizard, because Charizard always has it. And of course, Infernal Rain. I do like this art though. It's a nice art, but yeah, Charizard always has it, folks. You should always know this. Even if it seems like their hand is pretty dead, judging by their start, they will always have a Rare Candy Charizard. Not a major deal, because we can deal with that, but, you know, we can deal with this. It's not a huge deal, but we can respond to this. I'm not really worried. There's the Burning Darkness, taking out our Teal Mask. I'm not particularly worried, you know, as long as we're chaining 2-2-2, we're fine. It's just obviously if they keep getting multiple Zards established, that's when it's going to get pretty tough. Because obviously we have to take an odd prize there. There's the Lilies, we will definitely that. So we're going to Nest Ball for Fez first, because Fez is more important than the Mew. And we'll Lilies for 6. Energy Switch, Toedscruel, excellent. That's what I like to see. So we'll bench you. I can Teal Dance first. How much damage am I doing with this Toad? I think I'm doing enough. 320, no, so I need another on it. Well, another card in play, or energy in play. Bug Catching, that's fine. We'll thin these out. Fez for 3. We just need an energy and that's it. Oh! Oh, we've whiffed. Oh, no, we haven't. So we go Energy Switch. Attached to you. In fact, no, we have whiffed because of that. Oh, that's actually kind of bad for us. What do I do here? Because I've whiffed. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. I can bench a Toad. I can just give them a Toad, I guess. But knowing their 4-card hand, they probably have a boss in there. I could also, because we go down to 2, well, we take 2 prize cards. I could take out the Charmeleon with this Toedscruel. And then, obviously, they can't one-shot my Toedscruel. But that is assuming they don't have Gust, which they highly likely will. So I'm going to Super Rod, put these back. Oh, wait, can I not retreat? Huh? Did I retreat already? I don't think I did. Did I retreat? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. I retreated to Toedscruel. Oh, no. That's really bad. That's a misplay in a century. Oh, no. That's bad. I've just given them a 2-prizer. I thought I had the ability to... Oh, that's really bad. That is really bad. I mean... Coding aside, if they can't get this Charmeleon out, which is very unlikely, we're in a bad position. Oh, no, they even play Terra Orb. Yeah, we just lose here. That was my fault, not the deck, so don't blame the deck, blame me, is all I'll say. Let's go to Game 3. And welcome back to Game 3. I'm really disappointed in myself. I should have seen that, you know, but... Hey, we all make mistakes at the end of the day. We are all human. That's the main thing. You know, Game 1, I didn't really have much of a choice. Get rid of my Toads, because my hand was dead, and we would have been item locked anyway. Game 2, that misplay, it wouldn't have hugely mattered, because obviously they could, like... But again, would it have mattered? Because they wouldn't have been able to get a second Zard online. I don't know. It depends. But no... I'm going to kick myself for that, but it's fine. You know, these things happen at the end of the day. You can't just sit there and accept that, you know, you're always going to have what you want when you want, you know. You are going to make misplays. You are human. And you should treat it as such. I think, honestly, I get rid of Prime here. I'm happy to get rid of Prime. because then I can grab a Toad. So then I will Teal Dance to the Teal Dance will mask Ogerpon. That's fine. I can attach to you, and I can pass. I'm fine with that turn 1. We don't need to squawk this hand away. I'd rather keep the Lilies for later. And looks like we're up against another Pult. I'm happy with this. I'm completely happy with this. Let's see if we can make up for earlier, because we didn't get a great start. Okay, just an itchy pollen. That's fine by me, Chief. Well, there's a boss. We're not going to need that, so we're just going to Lilies. Ooh, we do whip, but we could Iron Leaves, as much as it is funny to do that. We could Iron Leaves the Budew. I think I might, you know. It is very tempting to Iron Leaves this Budew, and I think I'm going to do it just to break item lock. This is going to be the most coping play I've ever done in my YouTube career, but it's fine. We will Prism Edge, take out the Budew. Immediate pressure, even under item lock. I think it's fine to do that, because obviously, well, speaking of the devil in it shall appear, we can energy switch off the Iron Leaves, so I think it's fine to do this. The fact that we were able to do this so early into the game is really good for us. So thank you, Iron Leaves, for being in this deck list, because that was a play that I didn't think I'd get to do. There's an Ultra Ball. But no, at least then we're taking out the Budew. They're getting rid of double counter catcher. Jeez. Sure. Let's put it this way. If we can get the cards going, I am going to boss the Dracloak that get energy, which is going to be the one on the bench, most likely. I don't think they were expecting me to take a prize card that early. But at least now we've broken item lock, which is the important thing. They're going to attach. They're going to Lilies. I think they're digging for another Budew. Body Poffin. Nope, they're going to grab a Droopy and a Duskull. But you need to get this Dracloak out the active. You can't let this one sit with energy. Nest. Are they going for another Budew? Nope, they're going for a Fez. Fez is fine because we can gust that. I'd rather gust the Fez because obviously we're taking 2 prizes that way. But then again, if we take out the Dracloak, they don't really, you know, do a lot after that. Unless they have new upper in deck. So again, I'm fine with this. And there's the pass. I will take that. Well, there's 0-0. We're going to definitely get that down. So we'll Nest Ball, grab ourselves, and they're just going to concede. I'll take that. I'm happy for that. We was able to get an early pressure on with the Iron Leaves, which I didn't think I'd have to do, but clearly it worked. Let's go to Game 4. And welcome back to Game 4. That was decent, I would say. You know, getting to do early pressure with Iron Leaves was definitely not on my bucket list for playing this deck. But technically, it is an attacker in the list, and it is worth trying it, you know? A lot of these item lock decks do rely on you stalling off of Budew, but thanks to us having Iron Leaves in the hand off of that Lilies, we was able to take advantage of their slow start as well, which was really good. We've not even used our own Budew yet, but to be fair, we've not really had the chance to. We've been mostly going first. I'll start the Latias, that's fine. We are going second this time, at least. And I think, honestly... Okay, there's Fez, that's fine. I think, honestly, I Bug Catching Set, and then I researched the hand, not Lilies. There's Precious Trolley in the opening hand. We don't like to see that. Well, they do, but we don't. It's probably going to be Mega Box, then. No! It's a Zard Precious Trolley deck. This is interesting. But why would you grab 4 Charmander? That just doesn't make any sense. Surely you'd play something like the Dunsparce. No? Or is it just me? I mean, it's your call at the end of the day, my friend, but that's personally not what I would do. That's Bug Catching Set. Ooh, we do get some good options here. We're going to take the Teal Mask, and we're going to take the Toedscool. See, I think I researched, but then again, I want to keep some of these... I mean, to be fair, like, Squawk is pretty dead here. I think then again, I want to bench... I'm going to bench the Squawk, but then Lilies. Because if I whiff up the Lilies, at least I have extra draw with a Squawk. Ooh. Oh, that's really good. That is really good. That's Nest Ball for Budew, because we're going to Budew this turn, I think. Teal Dance. Okay, well, we're going to need leaves later, but I can afford to get rid of these now. Do I want another Toad? Don't think so. I think I grab Mew here. Then we do that. We Bug Catching Set now. Just take the one grass. Teal Dance. Nice. We can then get a turn attachment onto you. Mewtwo. Ooh, that's also really good. Energy Switch off the Teal Mask. Toads. Squawk the hand. I cannot ask for a better hand. That is absolutely brilliant. Because now we can Teal Dance even further. I'm not going to play this Energy Switch now. I'm just going to free retreat into the Budew and item lock. That is a really good start. That is incredibly good. We've turboed through the deck, thinned so much, and now we can just start item locking and causing them trouble. The only thing I don't like is that we got rid of the iron leaves, but I'll be brutally honest with you, I'm not bothered about that. It's interesting they're playing Trolley, though. They could retreat and take us out with Charmeleon, but they're not really doing a whole lot else, so that would probably be a bad idea for them. But let's see what they do. But no, I'm really happy with that opening hand. That was really good. They're going to boss, even though I have Latias down. They're going to Charmeleon the Toedscruel. Interesting idea. I don't think it's a smart one, though. I would have rather taken out the Budew myself, because, you know, I could always just continue to item lock you. I mean, if you're just going to give me a Charmeleon, I'm happy to take that out. I'm very happy to take this out. They're going to steady fire breathing for 80 because of weakness, and take out the Toedscruel. Well, I wasn't expecting that on my bingo card, but, well, unfortunately, that's just how the game is sometimes. Okay, well, we can Nest Ball for our Fez, get ourselves some extra draw. So that's a really good start. I can then start Lancing. There's an Iono. I will play that this turn. Although, to be fair, they didn't really do a lot, because obviously we item locked them. I'm going to Energy Switch to the Toad. I'll attach to the Toad. Iono. Yes, we're giving them a fresh hand, but they're not really doing a lot, is the main thing. So I'll evolve to the evolve to the Toad. Flippity scrippity, as the kids would say. I'm coping, okay, I'm an old man. Well, in some people's minds. So doing 80, 120, 160, 200. We can't get another energy down. Because I was thinking of taking that... Then again, no, we can take out the Fez now. And I think it's fine to do that. So let's bring up that Fez. Bring up the Toad, which we're doing exactly 200, which we are. And we'll Colony Rush, take out the Fez. The 10 damage from Budew coming in clutch. Because otherwise we'd have needed another Pokemon with energy in play. What this does mean now is, of course, our prize rate is excellent. Because now, they cannot one-shot this Toedscruel unless they play Megazard and manage to get Zard EX plus Megazard. I'm pretty happy with this. Really happy with this, in fact. There's Dawn. That could be bad. Like I said, why are they playing Trolley? That's what I want to know. Why are you playing Trolley as your ace spec? There's Moltres. Moltres is a threat to us. But I'm not particularly worried. Unless, of course, they have CC in hand, in which case we're just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. There's another Charmeleon. So they have Darkzard, I know that much. They're playing the correct Pidgeotto. I don't know why people played a 91 retreat. This one has free retreat. But yeah, they can obviously, hit us with the Dark Zard, but Dark Zard doesn't do enough right now. They're only doing 240. It's only if they play Defiance Band, in which case they, take us out. But who's playing Defiance Band in their Dark Zard list in this day and age? Personally, I don't think anyone is. Sorry if you heard my phone then. But yeah, this is definitely a really good situation for us. Like, did they grab a Chi-Yu? I swear they grabbed a Chi-Yu. Oh no, it was a Moltres. Okay. I thought they grabbed a Chi-Yu for some reason. They're going to thin the deck. They can come up with the Dark Zards. But then what else do? You don't have a Counter Catcher from what I've seen. You just die to Toedscruel. I mean, he might have a Counter Catcher, I don't know. Because he's been too busy attaching energy across his board. You do know this doesn't affect you, right? Yeah, you just lose. You just lose, my friend, I'm afraid. Alright, so let's go for... Well, first of all, I need to kill this Dark Zard, but I can do that later. So Bug Catching Set will take you two. Just a thinner deck. Teal Danceruni. Iono's not really relevant here. I'm just going to attach to Latias, because then that gives us extra damage output. And yeah, Colony Rush for 480 damage because of weakness. I'm afraid, mate, your Zard is weak to grass. So, yeah. It dies to Toad. And if you kill the Toad, I have Teal Mask waiting. So, thumbs up to you. I mean, maybe he thought he was doing enough damage. I don't know. I don't know this player, but... maybe he thought he was doing enough damage with the Dark Zard, but no, you do 30 plus for every prize I take, not 40 plus. If it was 40 plus, would that have even done it? 40 plus, 80, no, that wouldn't have even done it. If it was 50 plus, then you would have done it, but not 40 plus, I'm afraid. They can go in with Moltres, but then I just take out your only Charmeleon, and then you just cry. So I'm not worried in the slightest. I'll just boss the Charmeleon. I can afford to let him take another prize card with the... Well, I can afford to let him take prize cards with the Moltres. But, yeah, this is not looking good for my opponent. I'm happy for him to, take prize cards and feel like he's contributing, but... Unfortunately... Yeah. Oh, he's even going to do it with the Charmeleon, which is a dumb idea, but... I suppose you got to do something, right? I don't know why he's attacking with Charmeleon and not the Moltres. That just seems really dumb. Because this evolves into Dark Zard, and obviously, I mean, to be fair, Dark Zard, it doesn't matter what you bring up. But anyway, we'll bench another Toedscruel. Then we'll Bug Catching Set. We'll just take the grass. Because then I can attach it here. I'll be honest, I think I just Iono'd and Fez. I need to put cards back in the deck, so... I'm not going to deck myself out, which is something that I don't wish to do. I'll Super Rod first, though, so we can get an extra card off of Mew. So we'll get you, but in fact, no, I don't need you. We just need you three. I'd want more energy on board. Then we'll restart for 2. Okay, that's Super Rod for later. Good. Flip the script 3. Nice. We can then Teal Dance here, because that way we have multiple Teal Mass set up to attack. The only thing we can't do right now, though, is we can't actually respond to this, but I can just item lock them, which I'm happy with. So I will just item lock. I'm happy to item lock them here. I'm not particularly worried that the fact that we didn't take a prize that turn, because they are probably going to try and evolve into a Dark Zard. But then we just win if they do that. If they put down the Fez as well, we also win with boss, so I'm not particularly worried in this situation. They're going to attach to Charmander. And yep, there's the Dark Zard. That's game for us. The only way in which we lose now is if we somehow whiff a grass. Which I very much doubt we will. But, as I said, these guys love evolving into their Dark Zards, even a terrible matchup for it. So, he can take out the Budew. Not really fussed, because all I do... Okay, sure. Attach multiple energy to Dark Zard. And they're going to Lillies. They don't even have a way to Gust, unless they have Counter Catcher off that Lillies. Yeah, this opponent is not having a good day. I'm happy for them to take 2 prize cards here. I could care less. I have game with Teal Mask Ogerpon if I can just get 1 energy, which should be a very high chance of doing so. But yeah, this opponent, unless he doesn't grab CC, is either misplaying or it's just a bot. But hopefully he, gusts one of the Teal Masks like he should, and then I can Super Rod back in 3 Grass Energy to more guarantee it. We would be drawing, how many... So we've been putting back 3, so that's 15. There's already a few Grass in the deck anyway. Plus, I think there's a couple of E-switches left. Yeah, there's still a couple of E-switches. So the chance of them whiffing here is extremely low. Well, the chance of me whiffing is extremely low. They're going to retreat the Darksard. They're going to go into the Moltres. Do you have Counter Catcher? But then again, you're item locked, so you can't. You do take this out with weakness to them, but then I just dig for boss and... Well, I just dig for a grass and win. So yeah, he does do 40 damage to this Budew, but then of course we just gust a Darksard for game and that's it. So I'm not particularly worried. And there we go, Fighting Wings for 40 damage because of weakness, and down goes my Budew. I'll promote the Latias because it doesn't really matter. We literally just need a grass and we win. Or that. So we'll Energy Switch to the Teal Mask. For retreat into the Teal Mask. In fact, no, we don't win because we need to get another energy on this Teal Mask. But we can do that, can't we? 300. Yeah, we can do that. Come on, Vez. Be a good boy. Okay, that could be bad. That's actually kind of bad. Oh, he just conceded. I bluffed him. Okay, I'll take that. We actually whiffed the Grass Energy, but it's fine. I'll take that, though. We'll take that win against Darksard. I'm more than happy to take a win against Darksard. But yeah, that was actually quite fun. I mean, we did whiff a couple of times, but, not all deck is going to be... Well, not all decks are going to be running like a Trooper 24/7. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I enjoyed this deck. So, what did I think to the deck? This deck is really interesting, and I'm really glad that I did get a chance to have a play with it before rotation. Obviously, I did do a major misplay in Game 2, I believe it was, which definitely would have been a problem. Otherwise, the deck ran pretty smoothly. Having that constant access to Teal Mask draw is just really nice. My literal only suggestions is, like I said, I would love a Blood Moon Ursaluna. I think that would really open up this list. And also a copy of End's Plan, because obviously Energy Switch is an item card. A lot more decks are playing Budew these days, and they will post rotation as well. So I think having a way to, get energy off of your Teal Mask that isn't an item card could definitely be something to consider. But other than that, I really enjoyed this deck. It's definitely a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I got to try it before rotation. But anyway, we're going to leave it all to it for today. Really hope you enjoyed seeing Toedscruel Ex in action with Teal Mask, and I'll see you next time.